You couldn't find two movies that are more drastically different than Barbie and Oppenheimer. That's why as soon as people realized months ago that these movies would be releasing on the same exact weekend, people have been wondering what the hell was going to happen. You saw the Barbenheimer memes. You saw people doing double features. Well, now we know the end results. Finally, the opening weekend for Barbie and Oppenheimer was massive for both of these movies and resulted in one of the biggest domestic weekends we've ever seen in the history of the box office. Box office stunner. Barbie opens to staggering 155 million plus. Oppenheimer snags 80 million. Now, both of these movies overperformed what their expectations were. Both of these movies are going to do really well globally, and both of them do not have these $250 million budgets that we see so often from all these huge blockbusters. Oppenheimer's about $100 million. Barbie's about $140 million. And they are made for completely different audiences, and different audiences are showing up. Barbie has about 70% female audience, where Oppenheimer has about a 65% male audience, and both of them had huge weekends. Thanks to the Barbenheimer phenomenon, it's the first time in history that a 3-day weekend has seen one movie open up to 100 million or more and another to 50 million or more, and it's the fourth biggest weekend all time at the domestic box office. Obviously, that's likely not adjusted for inflation. We understand how that works, and inflation's really high. Ticket prices are really high right now. Nonetheless, you can't help but be kind of shocked at the results for both of these movies. And Barbie, with that $155 million opening weekend, it beats Super Mario Brothers for the biggest opening weekend of 2023. Now, to be fair, I think if Mario had a traditional opening, the Thursday previews that got added in there, I think Mario still would have won because they just had Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They didn't get to count their Thursday numbers because the way Mario opened. Nonetheless, very impressive for Barbie. And listen, there's a lot of people that have massive problems with this movie. There's also a lot of people that, despite all the messaging, they just say that they love the movie regardless. Again, this is not made for the audience that is going to be traditionally pushing back so hard against some of the identity politics stuff. And when you look at Oppenheimer, a rated R movie that's 3 hours long, for it to hit $80 million, that's Christopher Nolan's biggest movie ever outside of all the Dark Knight movies. It's the biggest original movie ever. That is insane. And that means it could do incredible things at the box office as time goes on. Obviously, Oppenheimer is getting all of the premium screens, all the premium large format screens, all the IMAX stuff. They're getting that, which means the money that people are paying to go see Oppenheimer is more per ticket than are going to see Barbie. Barbie has more showings overall, and both of them have just exploded. Now, Mission Impossible is really the thing that's been left behind in all of this. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, which I loved. I saw that movie and I loved it. Had a really bad second weekend for this franchise. A 64% drop. That is significantly now falling behind Fallout, which you needed to keep pace with, because it is one of those movies that has about a $290 million budget. Needed to do $900 million worldwide to break even. We'll see how it holds up internationally. Right now, not looking good for Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible grossed $19.5 million on the second 3-day, almost half less than Fallout's $35 million from 2018. Legs hit hard by Barbenheimer and loss of IMAX. Harsh 64% drop. That is not good news for Mission Impossible. But when you look at globally, Barbie's going to have over $300 million opening, somewhere probably between 300 and 320 million. And Oppenheimer has overperformed that 166. Looks like it's about $175, $178 million worldwide. Any way you slice it, a big win for both of these movies, a big win for both of these studios. And I would guess that Oppenheimer's going to have better legs, but I still think Barbie's going to have a big weekend next week. Despite some people pushing back on it because of the messaging, I just don't think it's going to have as big of an effect on the core audience that this is made for, as I've been saying for a long time when it comes to this. I don't think it's going to have as big of an impact as some people think when it comes to the legs. Reportedly, for both of these movies, capacity was an issue. You couldn't really get any tickets this weekend if you waited too long. So there's already a lot of tickets sold for throughout next week and next weekend. So And they're probably going to add more theaters because things like Dial of Destiny are going to get dropped hard. You're going to see a lot of these movie theaters opening up more screens for these movies that are making a fuck ton of money. So the sky's really the limit. We'll see where these things end up. What do you guys think about the two most different possible movies you could imagine releasing on the same weekend and both being massively successful? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.